Hello and welcome to Basic Computer Help. In this episode, I am going to continue on my So You Want to Start a Computer Repair Biz series. And I'm going to talk about the 5 predominant kinds of customers you will get. Now, of course, you'll have others that fall in between, but these 5 are going to be your most predominant customers. They're going to be the highest amount of customers you get. And the first one, and I did some research and found that it's true in other states and countries, they receive these types of customers as well. The first one is the little old ladies. These are your easy customers, and they're not just little old ladies. You get people in their 20s, 30s. They're just people that they're not very technical. They just want you to get their computer to work. Half the time it's not that complicated to get their computer to work. Sometimes the setting is just off. Sometimes they'll have you describe stuff, and I try to describe it as well as they'll understand it, as well as my customers will understand it. So they're pretty easy. They're the kind of customers you want to get. Second type is the family. Now this requires you be a little good at politics sometimes. You have 2 predominant different kinds of families. You have the strange families and the religious families. The strange families, they can be fun. They're interesting. And they're usually more accepting if you find out exactly how their computer got infected or broken or whatever was wrong. The religious families, though, on the other hand, I have gotten yelled at for finding out that their 15-year-old was surfing the internet for porn. And I've gotten yelled at for suggesting that their kid strayed away. And that's not what I was suggesting. I was saying that kid's 15. It's normal at 15. So sometimes you have to be careful. Now, I have actually been to families where I was careful and found out I didn't really need to be. But for the most part, sometimes you have to be careful, especially if you find out that they have kids and porn was involved. In my experience, I usually try to tell the father, try to go from there. I usually only really tell the mother if the father is not available for whatever reason. But that's just more, history has shown me that that works out better. You have your close friend. Now these you have to be careful with. Your friends and family. They can actually go to rip you off, strip more services out of you. So this one you kind of have to gauge by how close are you with them. Sometimes I'll do free computer service. Actually, a lot of times I will for friends and family. And I'll also give them a discounted rate. It depends really on how well our friendship is. Because I have found that with some people, I'm really only their friends when they need computer help. So them I don't consider close friends. I may or may not, rarely, give them a discount. The 4th kind is your professional customer. Now usually I go to computer jobs in a polo, something similar to what I'm wearing now. I try to maintain the same color scheme, this blue. I used to have polos with my logo on them, but one broke and the other one just disappeared. I am going to order more. Your professional customers, they're really good to have because sometimes they own their own business. They're, in my experience, they're the ones that get you other customers via word of mouth more. Sometimes they will have you work for your money, but they still pay. They'll pay all the time. I actually have a customer like that, and I actually work for every dollar I make off it. I do enjoy that. And then you have the 5th kind. The harsh kind. The ones that you're going to hate them. These I classified as the rip-offs. Here's a small video clip that shows exactly what I mean by the rip-offs.
Hi.
Is
Hi.
there a problem, sir?
Yes. A quick question about the final total.
Yes.
You see, yeah, we didn't budget for this.
Excuse me?
This was marked 1999.
Yeah.
Well, I've only got $7 set aside for this.
So what are we going to do today? Well, I'd like the highlights, but for now, I can only pay for a trim.
Okay, so today we're only going to do the trim?
No, the highlights, but I can only pay for the trim.
I will actually post a link to the entire video in the description, and pretty much they do exist. If they refuse to pay you for whatever reason, pretty much my advice is to just walk away, never call them again. Or if you can get them to pay, this is the only time I've ever actually invoiced phone call, which is for people like that. I've actually had people try to negotiate a price down for me for something out of another country. They can get their cousin to do it. They can get their nephew or son to do it. And if they're really harsh, I'll be harsh too and go, well, why didn't you have them do it? Instead, you hired me. I try to make sure what the price is going to be up front. And if at all, if the price would have to go up, I would let them know long before it goes up. So usually my customer base is well informed, but you still get those people. They will wait till it's time for them to pay before they start showing that they are a ripoff. Pretty much you're going to get those customers. There's nothing you can do. All you can do is deal with it when you get it. I actually avoid the ripoffs. After I've experienced one, I will flag it, and I have a program called the Customer Relations Manager. I will flag them in there and in my phone so that when they call me back, that way I know exactly what's going on and how to handle them in the future. And it's very hard to tell who will be a ripoff, as, you know, I've had ripoffs that were of all different races and ethnicities and from poor to rich. So they're very, very hard to determine how they'll be ripoffs. Sometimes you can get tipped off if they're going to be a ripoff just by the way that they act as you're starting to work for them, as you start doing all this stuff. So pretty much the way to tell ripoffs is to have experience in dealing with them. Then you'll find out. Alright, until next time, have a nice day.